Hey Clean Day Housekeeping team, today we are going to work through and refresh our memories on our spring cleaning checklist. So this is going to be a quick but thorough training to work through all of these extra tasks that are going to be on your schedule and when you see your job marked spring cleaning. So once again, this is on top of your standard. Everything that you already do needs to be done. We are adding tasks. So if you're used to going to this client for 4 hours, it might be scheduled for 6 or more. So we can work through all of these extra things. So let's start at the top, work our way through, and make sure you guys are thoroughly understanding all of the things we are asking you to do and how to do them. All right, guys, so we're going to start with our windows. So with our spring cleaning, we are doing an interior cleaning only of windows. Not because we can't unhinge and open and do both sides, but A, that would be a lot more time. B, a lot of times we can't get these windows to hinge open and they're not all hinged windows. And C, even if they are, sometimes they're old and they can break and we end up with damages. So we tell our clients, this is interior only, please keep that in mind. I know that can be tough because the outside can be dirty and it's not gonna look or feel clean, but we're going to do what's on our checklist only. So in order to do our windows thoroughly, including window seals, we are going to need a bucket of soapy water, a rag, magic eraser, my handy dandy toothbrush, and our vacuum. So let's get started.
So we're going to start with our vacuum. Using both your crevice tool and your brush tool, you're going to want to make sure you're removing all of that loose dirt and debris all around the window and window sills. I'm even lightly going over the screens here just for extra measure. You're going to follow that with a toothbrush, getting into those nooks and crannies and removing any of that loose debris. Then we are going to take our microfiber rag and give everything a good wipe down. Finally, I'm going to go back into my windowsills and dry with a paper towel, removing anything that's left over. Making sure to secure your screens when you're finished and shutting tight and locking that window. Many windows you'll have to make sure they're completely in place by pushing the top window up and the bottom window down before locking. We're going to follow that up by using our microfiber rag and wiping off all of our ledges. And last but not least is window cleaning time, just using our standard Windex or window cleaner and paper towels. I'm just making sure to spend a little extra time in the corners, making sure there's no lint or debris left behind. And that's it. You're going to follow this step through the entire house, making sure every single window in the entire home has been cleaned in this same manner.
All right, guys, next we're focusing on our baseboards. I know on a regular daily basis, we do a pretty good job of hitting them with a vacuum pretty lightly, maybe once in a while, even just spot cleaning and spot wiping. But today on our spring cleaning checklist, we are doing a thorough clean of every baseboard in the house. And yes, that includes behind the furniture that is light and easily moved. So here's a demonstration of a piece of furniture that we would be on the fence with if it's light or easily moved. In this case, I'm gonna just test out my theory to see if I can easily lift and slide, and I'm going to say no, because as soon as I put a little weight on it, I heard it making kind of a scrape sound, and it's heavy, so we are not going to move this piece. But here's another piece that might be easily moved. Okay, so here's another area of wall. Clearly behind it is a lot of baseboards. We have some smaller pieces, and this piece can easily be slid out from the wall, including this houseplant. So this would be a piece that is easily moved, and we would be doing the baseboards behind this piece. This is something you are going to have to use your best decision-making skills on, and once again, be very cautious about scratching floors. If something's going to be heavy and it could possibly damage the floor, please do not move it. Once again, small, light objects. And we are going to get all of the baseboards behind those type of items.
Now you guys are no strangers to cleaning baseboards. We're going to just follow the standard procedures we always use of sweeping all of the baseboards first using our hose attachment. Then we are going to follow that up by wiping everything with our microfiber cloth. But during the spring clean, we are going to add a little extra measure and wipe everything down additionally with a magic eraser and put a little elbow grease into removing any scuffs or major marks. Continue this same procedure through the entire home.
All right, guys, next we're going to be working on our heating and cooling vents. So these are, once again, going to need you to make your best decisions on how to clean these, because there's multiple ways to do it, and it really will depend on how much buildup, dirt, and debris there are in the vents. So let's start with this one, which isn't bad, but almost every single heating and cooling vent is going to be able to be lifted up. So we're going to take this and pull it straight up And we are going to see the back here. You could see some hair, dirt, dust, and this one we are going to just wipe and sweep. So let's start with a simple sweeping with our hose and then wiping it with a rag and putting it back in place. Also, as we look down into this vent, guys, we can see a little bit of dust and debris, but not a ton. This is going to be able to be easily vacuumed up with my hose, and I'm only going to go down to the first few inches that I can reach. We are not heating and duct cleaning specialists. We are just housekeepers, so we are just doing surface dirt. So take your hose, and as you're cleaning your vent, do as much dirt and debris as you can reach at the opening of the vent, and then we're calling it a day.
So for this particular vent, I'm going to be using my crevice tool, but some newer, more modern vents, you can just use the brush because they're shallow, and you're going to just do your best to remove as much hair, dirt, and debris as you can with your vacuum. Please wear your rubber gloves, especially when cleaning vents because they have hard, sharp metal edges. You're going to do your best to remove as much dirt with your rag and soapy water as you can. You could also use a toothbrush or a scrub brush when you need to get into those nooks and crannies.
So the second and most efficient way of cleaning heating vents, this is how I do it in my house, and this is how I've always done it for my clients, is utilizing the bathtub. So what we're going to want to do is gather up the loose and small heating vents from around the house, and we're going to give them a nice soak. So the one I was cleaning in the other room really had some good stuff built up in there, and even though I was scrubbing it with my rag, the stuff is really good and stuck on. So it needs a good soak. So what we're gonna do is we are going to utilize the tub. Please remember, don't clean your bathrooms with the full standard clean first. Work through the spring clean checklist before you do this, because otherwise your tub is gonna be getting all dirty again. So wanna make sure your bathroom isn't clean.
So not all homes are going to have a bathtub, and in those cases, please utilize if they have a utility sink in their laundry room or basement, or even the kitchen sink, and just kind of doing it in cycles of a few vents at a time. Following the same procedure, hot soapy water and Dawn. We have these open holes that go right into the heating duct, so please be careful if your appliance have pets. We do not want Fluffy the cat going down into the heating ducts and us having to call the fire department during our shift. That is the last thing that we need. So please, I'm utilizing baskets that I found in the house. You can put a blanket or a pillow, sit a chair, doesn't matter. Just cover any open holes that are a danger to household pets. Once your vents have soaked for a short period of time, you're going to go back in with your rag and wipe everything, or you can even use your scrub brush for anything that's really stuck on there. And then just drain the water. You're going to let them sit for a little bit in that drained area so that they drip dry, and then you're going to wipe them off with a rag or a towel and place them back where you found them.
And don't forget, when we're in the process of cleaning our vents, to look up in your bathrooms, because we're going to want to make sure we clean all of our vents above our heads that get built up with all of this lovely dirt, dust, and debris.
For this step, we are definitely going to need our step ladder or a stool. I'm using my Swiffer to just get off that initial layer of dust that is kind of stuck in the cracks. And then I'm going to use my toothbrush and go through all of the crevices the best I can to loosen up all of the dirt. Following that with my microfiber, wiping everything off and making sure it's clean the whole way around before I get down.
Now, even though this isn't on our spring cleaning checklist, it is on our regular standard and deep cleaning checklist, and it should be done regularly, but is an easily overlooked space. Please do not forget to be getting the ledges of our doors. And this is pretty tricky in places like the bathroom, and when you're cleaning the bathroom, the door is wide open and you're not looking at the back of the door. This is why we always say, if you're done early, please double check and make sure there's not like small items that are been missed. This is one of those that gets missed even by the best of us. So make sure when you're working through your spring cleaning checklist and you're hitting all the baseboards to please pay attention to these ledges on the backs and fronts of all your doors. All right, guys, our last and final step on our spring cleaning checklist is kitchen cabinetry. Only the fronts and outside of the cabinetry. This step should be done as you're cleaning the kitchen, and you should be working from top to bottom. It is going to knock dirt and wet spots all from the top of your cabinets down. Please make sure that your clients have a good sturdy step ladder, or you guys can pick one up from our storage units if you see you have spring cleanings coming up through the week. Even just a small step stool will be fine. And as long as you're just a little taller, because I could almost reach the top of these cabinets standing on my toes. So, but some kitchens are a little taller, and 9 times out of 10, your clients are going to have a step stool available for you. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have used basically one product. I've used Dawn today. I have used Dawn and a bucket of soapy water with magic eraser. I have a fresh, clean bucket of water here, and I'm going to wipe down the fronts of my cabinets. Please be careful. Make sure you do have a magic eraser with you in case you come to some pretty heavy duty scuffs, but please be careful with magic erasers on cabinets. Often they're painted or they have a shiny finish. So I really do recommend only using a rag unless we're talking about major dirt, debris, and then do not put too much elbow grease in because we don't want to damage anybody's cabinetry. So full wipe down from top to bottom.
We want to make sure to do a really great job on our cabinets as well. So we are opening all the doors, getting all of the ledges and braces around the doors, and then we want to make sure to pay attention to the pulls and handles. Our cabinets get a lot of use, so just pay extra attention and make sure to get every bit of food, debris, and marks that we can.
So that is it for our entire spring cleaning checklist. Please remember to pay attention to details during this cleaning. Once again, you're going to be doing a standard or deep cleaning anyway. Please work top to bottom in your rooms. Do not forget your ceiling fans. This is another great opportunity for you to spend a little extra time on your ceiling fans and your light fixtures. People are going to be paying attention to these things because they are paying extra money for all of these detail cleanings to be done. Even though those are not on your spring cleaning checklist, they are on your standard and deep clean. So do not miss these items. They must be done. So attention to detail, ledges, picture frames, ceiling fans. You will be hitting all of those windows, all of those baseboards. This is a full home freshening up, and everybody is going to be very excited to open up those windows and let that fresh air in. Thank you guys for watching, and please remember, if you have any questions on site during your spring cleaning, please remember that is what the staff line is there for, and they will gladly help you answer any of those questions along with your housekeeping manager.